What's going on, ladies and gents? Latest episode of Behind the Nine. It's your boy, Jay Evans. And to the couch, I got me a special guest in the building. And of course, the people, everybody hates. But introduce yourself.
It's the God MC, Lord Dotto, the prettiest motherfucker, the best looking, the most intelligent.
Who gave you all of these adjectives?
It's called learning as you go, and everybody just understand how great I am after they learn all the stuff I teach them. So why not give it to myself? And no one ever fights it, because in our battle you lose.
Nobody fights it because they don't want to go back and forth with you, Dotto.
I don't go back and forth. I just teach you how stupid you are.
Anyway, all right. And to the right of Dotto, introduce yourself, man.
Yo, man, Steely the Kid, man, Fat Boy the Rock. What's
Wait,
the word, man?
I gotta say something like I do it all on my pod. Do we have any beef?
No.
You have any chips on your shoulders?
Not at all.
Are you sure?
There's no beef at all. Everything good, brother. Everything good,
My
bro.
family right here. I love
Everything
this nigga.
good, my nigga. I don't want no drama. That's a fact.
That's all he invites is drama.
No, I don't, bro. Like, for
It's
instance,
drama.
not drop because we like that's like the only thing that separates us is blood at this point.
Yeah,
we still gotta
man.
get a blood test. We might be related. I love this nigga. That's my brother,
All
bro.
that
That's the
static in
bro.
that fucking vest you wearing. That's the problem.
Yeah. Niggas is on tilt, nigga. You hear me? Everything on safety in this motherfucker, bro.
Oh my god.
The only good thing I can say about Dotto, we don't hold no punches here.
I just tell the truth, guys. And I
I
love
just
everybody.
tell the truth and ask questions.
Oh, man.
That's it. I love everybody.
All right, before we get to the antics, though, Dotto, how's your week?
You know what? It was the beginning of a beautiful start. Last week was horrible, but this week is starting to look really good. I feel good. I'm well rested, and yeah, I'm happy.
Alrighty, I love to hear that. What about you, Steel? How you living over there?
Shit is all right, man. Perspective is everything. I've had some challenges, but I definitely found a lot of strength in them. So shit's been all right.
Prophetic ass nigga, man.
Shit's real.
Feel me? The album just came out.
Yeah,
Therapy, clap it out.
Oh, yeah.
One time. How you feeling since the release, man?
I feel good. I feel good because I feel like this opened up a different lane for me and something that I didn't really worry about. Making this project was the first time I didn't worry about like a rollout, who I'm trying to reach. Like this was actually something more personally for me, and it was received well. So yeah.
Dotto, you listen to the album?
Of course, when I was driving to drop my son off.
You couldn't listen to it in the house,
Nah, I couldn't go to the
everywhere else?
gym. Couldn't go anywhere. I just had to go basically
Yo.
in the car, what I usually do. Watch
I just don't like how niggas is throwing subliminals on my
Subliminals?
pod.
No. There's no
Like niggas
subliminals.
is throwing subliminals
This
on
is what
my.
I do. I
This is
drive
my
in the car.
episode. Niggas is throwing shots.
No, it's no shots. See, you trying to start something. I
nah.
drive in the car. I just don't go to the gym. Look at me. I just
Nah.
eat all day.
Yo.
I just eat all day.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
I don't go to the gym.
All
and
love
work
on this
out.
side. That's all I'm saying.
No,
my
it's
nigga.
all love too. I love everybody. I
That's it.
love everybody.
That's it, man.
All right, let's get to the antics, man. So, Steel, speak on moving as an independent artist.
Yeah, to me, like that's interesting that we talk about that now. If you go like a decade ago, independent or like maybe 20 years ago, independent artist was not even a thing. Like it was like it
Not
wasn't
existent.
even.
It was the scariest.
And I think
Nobody even thought.
I think what happened is we just got more educated of the business. And once we got more educated of the business and digesting like just what a record deal is and distribution is, yeah. If you have the pull, the draw, and the audience to be independent, I think independent artist is a smart thing for you to do until you find a situation that can benefit you in a better way. But yeah, why not? Why do I want to break bread with you if I don't need to?
I feel that. So you're not opposed to getting signed at all, or
No, I'm not opposed to a distribution deal. Like right now, I'm technically in a distribution deal right now with a couple projects that we put out. So we're on Universal Poland. So like we have a distribution that's if we choose to use it. So yeah, we can do that. But at the same time, it all depends on what works best for you.
I think it's just business 101, Just go the situation that works best for you.
Yeah.
It's the universal question I always ask every artist that sits here because, everybody has their own path. Some people want to be independent. Other people want to get signed. Just all about what you want to do at the end of the day. You feel me? Anything to say, Dotto, about that? Mr. Businessman over here?
And what's so crazy about what he said about 20 years ago, it was really non-existent. Everybody didn't even know this. But what's so crazy, and I do not support what he's done, and why, whatever the case is, I just want to use it. So let me say what I got to say. But shout out to Puff, because he's the reason why everybody's going to independent, because how he was fucking people in their deals. Okay, so especially when the Locks went on to Hot 97 and screamed on them about getting my shit back, whatever the case is, they went independent. Didn't they go independent right after that, right?
No, they went to Rough Riders.
No. Oh, Rough Riders. You're right. Sorry.
Went to Rough
But
Riders.
like when they went to Rough Riders, like they started to learn the business more because of how they got fucked up in the situation. You know what I mean? Like he did so much bad for artists to the point that everybody said, "Yo, I learned so much that I got cooked up. Let me go." But those people who actually went independent really didn't get it, but they had the knowledge to give it to other people, and then so on, so on. So now that we in 2025, everybody wants to be independent, and of course, these labels are coattailers now, and they always been. But now they're real coattails. So you got to have your what's that thing called? Your social media right, your numbers right, all your money, your monthly money coming in right. So they could be like, you know what, I want to add on to it other than help. There's no more development. But other thing you said about is it good to be signed? Yes, I think that people who don't know how to go independent or know the business, but also know how to read, should go and sign. No, I'm being serious. You know what I mean? Like, know your
They
stipulations.
don't know how to read.
If I'm coming to you, talk about, I got $100,000 contract when you know your shit is worth $3 million, and you don't read why, how can you get at least near that $3 million? You just staying at the 100,000, then you're not reading your contract right. You're not doing your stipulations right. You're settling. And
So that's what I'm trying to say. You think they should be in a deal for that?
No, I think they should get in a deal for that, but need to restructure the deal.
Overall structure deal, yeah.
Because some people just sign because they see 100,000, something they never seen before. But my whole thing is this: why are you giving me just this? Why do you think there's something else missing? Where's your cut? And let's figure out. It's okay to be a pocket watcher.
So I feel like
I say that shit all the time. It's okay to be a pocket watcher.
I feel like let's really break it down. What changed the whole landscape for independent artists is what changed everything for music business, period. The internet.
Correct.
The internet gave us access to a lot of different things. It also gave us necessarily knowledge of understanding how a record label works and necessarily how a deal works. And understand that the record labels are not like the villains or the big bad wolf. It's just to the point where you understand what they're in the business for. And with that being said, bro, it's a fucking loan. I'm loaning you a
That's
large.
all they are. Nothing but banks. That's all they are.
But besides it being a large sum of money, it's also the resources and the connections and the path, right? So with that being said, I think what happened is more and more that the internet became stronger. Now it's to the point where these resources that we're talking about, we've now seen it turn into like the tech side of it, right? So now it's like, instead of having a street team, instead of having like these DJs that you had in your pocket or someone that you knew, and what I mean in your pocket, not payola, just saying to the point of someone that you had a relationship with. Now, if you know people that have major playlists and you know people necessarily that can put you on certain platforms, and if you know certain people that necessarily can get you onto certain shows, these things are changing now where the internet gave us access to all of this. So now, with that being said, yeah, I'm not gonna necessarily, I don't know. So if I can necessarily have a show and draw these different people just from my social media, no, I'm not gonna go to a label yet until a label presents something to me where it's like, okay, I can benefit from this.
But I also want to add on to it real quick before we go the next point. But I think with all that being said, what you just said, and I tell everybody this all the time, if you want to go independent, you only need one person, a fire-ass manager who understands the ropes, who's been inside the rope, and understand how to fight. If you can get that manager with all them with all those connections, and that you know what I'm saying, you should be fine. You should be fine because he knows who to go to. He knows where to book you at. He knows how to do the analytics. He knows where you're popping at and where you're not popping at. He's not going to go somewhere in the middle of earth to go put you in a show where you're only going to be 20 people. But if you're popping across seas in Europe or somewhere, he's going to get on the fucking plane. We out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like in my situation or just in what I'm talking about, I'm comfortable in what I know. I don't know everything. I just know what works for me. This nigga. I just know what necessarily works for me. So I'm not like, I don't want motherfuckers to look at this shit. I mean, I don't want artists to look at this and be like, oh well, then this is the way you got to do this, bro. It every situation is different. It all depends on what works for you.
What works for you?
It really breaks down.
That was
get what you negotiate.
Yes,
yeah,
that's a fact.
Negotiate.
That's a fact.
But I did want to add that too, only to the Puff thing, because like as much as obviously what he's going through now, I'm saying I hope they get situated. You feel me? But I always say this all the time. I don't believe any artist technically gets fucked. At the end of the day, y'all was low-key nobody. And they could say they was all right popping in the streets or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, New York is just New York. People like Puff or whatever other label situation, they literally turn y'all into global stars and you'll be like, oh, y'all fucked me. I'm like, how? You was just known in your hood, bro. This person
that's
put
a
you
fact.
on
And can I add on to that too?
To give you access
billion% disagree with that.
No, I agree with him.
You know why? Hold on. So you know why I billion% agree with that? Is just the point of this. When you say no one gets fucked. Niggas have 360 deal. Do you know what a 360 deal is?
Which works for certain artists.
No. So let's break down the stipulation of a 360 deal, of certain 360 deals. Even things that I didn't make money with you with. Let's say now you get out of here and you get a fucking corporate job. You still owe me money.
Facts. You just said in the beginning of this conversation.
So hold on.
It's a loan.
Do you hold on? But still, with to the point of that loan, even if I let you out your deal, and let's say to the point where you became a tax write-off, no matter the fuck what, a 360 deal is technically a slave deal, nigga. They own you.
No. So you're thinking of perpetuity. It's not that. Oh, some deals are like that.
What the fuck you talking about? Yes, there are some deals that's like that.
Some deals are like that. But it's just like it's a loan. I give you $100,000. I'm not looking for $100,000 back.
Okay.
I give you $100,000. Your ass is bringing in $3 million.
Okay.
I thought the purpose of the 360 deal is basically, in layman's terms, it's like owning all your likeness in a sense. Which is your obviously your songs, your merch, they just get a PC off of
certain 360 deals, Rose. Anything that you are bringing income from, you owe them niggas money. Anything.
Okay. See, the thing he's saying it. He's saying it bad though.
Anything.
No, he's
nigga.
saying it bad, and no, it doesn't go.
I'm saying it bad. I'm saying the truth.
I want to help you.
That's all I'm saying.
I want to help you. So not all income.
I didn't say all deal. I said some.
Even your live shows and your merch, you can actually put away from your 360 deal.
That's not true. That's not always true.
Hold on, give me.
Okay, my fault.
My
fault.
So, with the 360 deal, it's front money. I'm a whole. All right, cool. Listen, I know you don't got it right now. Here's some work. But just make sure you pay me back in about 3 years. And if you don't hit this 3 years, your interest rate will go up. So if I give you $1 million and you don't bring my $1 million within the time frame of we signed on, I gotta tax it until I get my money back. And if I give you $1 million, you only made $400,000. Guess what? You take a little corporate job. You still owe $600,000 to me, nigga, and it keeps going crazy with the interest rates after that time we already talked.
So let's go into the point of it, right? And once you're talking about interest rate. You go to the bank, right, and you sit here and get a mortgage, all right, and you take out the mortgage. The collateral is the property, correct? Collateral is the property. Let's say whatever happens to the point where they can take the property if you don't. You know what they take instead of the property? You. They take you, my nigga. So like you can't pay that, they're taking you, my nigga. Whatever money you're gonna bring in, yes, you gotta pay off of that.
A car would have been better assessed on that.
Whatever you
want to say, but at the end of the day, if I
use.
Front you money and you can't pay it back on a time of agreement, then I tax that.
I mean, I also agree that 360 today years old is absolutely a dog shit thing to be in. But at the same time, I feel like people say these deals are so bad, like of all time. You got to remember also the time and place where this deal was occurring. Like at a time where it wasn't as easy, accessible to make merch, to print out CDs. That all had to come out of the label's money.
So where do you think
they're gonna recoup that money from? So for people to be like, oh, that was such a shit deal, I'm like, I didn't see the lot. Well, I could be wrong, but I'm like, was the Locks over there printing out CDs in mid 1995 or some shit, or printing out all their merch and all this shit? They weren't doing that.
Too.
The label had to do that.
You understand? Back in the day, money was way too much compared to what's now, because those physical copies were $10 a copy, and if you sold 1 million, a million copies, you got $1 on each unit. Some people even got $4 on each unit. You was a millionaire for being platinum. You do platinum now, you're not hitting no million. I don't think you're hitting $1 million on the platinum right now.
Well, it all depends on your deal. So let's just break down.
It depends on your deal, like you know what I'm saying.
But once again though, I only talk on what I do know, and I try not to talk on shit that I don't know. Breaking down to the situation with Puff and the Locks. Nah, I think it was just a bad deal, and I think it was.
This ain't nothing hurt. Look at the band.
And yeah,
bad deal.
So either way, it's like
then it came.
At the end of the day, we have like I have a saying to the point of there's business, and when there's business, there's good business and there's bad business.
So I want to add on to what he said too. Check this out. Now he said, "Yo, Wait, hold on. Let me get it back. Hold on. You said blah, 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 blah. Is it a good thing because I got you out the hood, whatever case? It's like, yeah, you know what? 360 deals are kind of bad, or how puffed it up, but yo, nigga, nobody would have known you. But now everybody knows you. Yes, you got fucked for the situation, but you're popular enough to make your own money to where you was at right now, too.
It all depends.
do it.
Once again, but it still all depends on your deal.
And experience is the best teacher, let alone good thing that happened when you was young.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good thing it happened when you was young.
Catch
You
me
was
when I'm
able, you
broke,
had
nigga.
time to bounce back.
Perspective is everything, I guess.
Do it the right way.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right, now. Seen y'all arguing about this a couple months ago, man. So I made sure I screenshotted it and I saved it just for this moment right now. All right, Steelyone Volume 3, the record. Remember, now I love that record. You know, I think that's a great fucking record. But you, Mr. A&R of Atlantic, all right?
I'm not A&R in Atlantic.
All right, he doesn't believe it is quote unquote an outside, I guess, hit record. Would you may say? Why do you believe that?
One, I would have to hear that record one more time, just to be on the double on it. So.
You see, that's why you should have read the fucking topic list.
I don't read topic lists, man. It's all freestyle for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to hear the record before I
Oh God.
I assess. But do you want to do a cut up real quick?
Yeah, you could go. Let me see.
I just need to hear like 20 seconds. I don't need because he has 1,000. I just don't know names.
This is it right here.
That's my shit. It's not a hit record.
Why do you believe that?
What's the thing? Like, it's a fan favorite record. It's not a hit record. You see yourself. I mean, I definitely see yourself performing that record for sure.
I want to know something.
Yes.
I need a definition of a hit record.
If the best way, if you want to hear something crazy, and it's sad to say this, if a 6-year-old can repeat it within the song, it's a hit record.
That's a hit record. So okay, but I need a more detailed definition.
I honestly, this something that. Put it this way, if you debuted it at a concert and the hook is understandable really fast and fast thinking, and it's catchy enough to where it has a jingle that you're maybe heard as a youth, maybe heard somewhere, you're like, I heard that. Gotta go to most. If someone did that and you put it in a type of situation.
So then my next question is, what is the impact of a hit record?
Well, first of all, we don't make hit records, the people do.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't know what the fuck. Because that's the kid who be cooking them bitches up every single day.
Correct.
But I think
some people come up with a formula that seems to work, but I understand what you're saying.
It can come with a formula, but it's like, let's say, like, those are anomaly people.
So what's the impact of a hit record, though?
Like I said, if it catches something where the beat may be connected to you or connected to the people, where it may click a switch in their head. Like, I heard this before, but I don't know where. But I know this.
But number wise, what's the impact? Like, what is the numbers? Like what? It goes platinum, and you can do sellout shows off a hit record.
If you can live off of it, it's a hit record.
A hit record, right? So let me ask you something, and I'm gonna go into the point of this. In your opinion, and also just to the point of like, also just how billboards and how music works and how music is digested. Forest Hill Drive, 2014 Forest Hill Drive.
Please something else.
Would you say have any hit
Please
record?
Something else.
Would you say has any?
Please something else.
Would you say has any hit record? I'm asking a question.
No, I just can't do J. Cole. Can you give me somebody else?
So
I don't hate J. Cole. He's not an artist.
We're staying on
He's
J.
not a
Cole.
rapper.
So what on that album? Would you say that
he bowed out?
Would you say it has any hit record?
I'm not answering nothing. J. Cole. Can you give me another artist?
No,
please?
that's all my example.
Stop being a child.
Yeah,
Dotto.
exactly.
Answer the question.
Would you say it has any hit record on it?
Sure.
Huh?
Sure.
What would you say was a hit record on there?
Can I go look at the?
Go ahead,
please. I can't believe you're making me look.
Because I don't think in like, if we go into the point of billboards, was that top 100? Was it top 200?
It don't really have to be like, for instance, like hit records. Like for instance, like look at March Madness from Future. That didn't get nominated, but that was one of the biggest records. That's a hit record. Like
that's a hit record.
That record ridiculous. With no recognition.
Culturally, it's a hit record. So then here's a crazy thing I want to say now. And this is why it's funny to me when we talk about like hit records and we talk about music, right? Future, J. Cole. Would you say Future makes more hit records than J. Cole?
Way more. It's not even a fucking...
Okay. Can Future sell out Madison Square Garden?
Yes, I believe
the fuck he can. No, he can't.
Himself?
No, the fuck he can't. Yeah, Future. Until he got with Drake, no, the fuck he can't. We can talk about the venues right now. Madison Square Garden. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. Future, check the numbers. I'm not talking about culturally. Let's get into the numbers.
Yeah, still.
What's up? No, he can't.
let's get something really straight, Mr. Steelyone.
Please.
Drake ran to Future.
Okay.
He needed Future.
Future was not, bro.
Did not need him.
Future was
Hold
not.
on. I let you go. Let me go.
Future has never
Oh
sold
my
out
God.
a fucking Madison Square Garden venue ever.
So you're trying to tell me
And I was there
at
for that
this
2014 for that show.
I was just at the reunion.
All right, let's 2025. At this point, then Future can't sell at the Garden.
He cannot sell at the Garden by himself.
No, he can't.
I don't
No,
think Future can
the
sell at
Garden, Madison Square Garden. No, he can't.
Yeah, last time he came to New York, he had to go.
And I'm sorry. J. Cole is sold out Madison Square Garden several times.
It's J. Cole. He's one of those. Let me tell you something. You know who else can sell?
Several
Did that on
times.
his third album, by the way.
Several times.
You know who can do that with no hit records, dude?
Several times.
Tyler, the Creator.
Okay, great.
You know who can do that too? Wiz Khalifa.
You just say, wait,
Great.
Tyler has no hits as well?
No, I'm talking about those kind of like
Great.
He
So,
just like people started to get on with
so
Tyler.
here-
I've been with Tyler since the
So
beginning of
hold on.
Yonkers.
So here's my point, and this is my point I want to break down. When we go into the point of hit records, and just like you said, the people choose it. But if you have a cult following that's the size of 2 million, 3 million, 4 million people, and those numbers are the people that are going to consume your music, how the fuck what you're putting out is not a hit record if you have that big of a fan base that's going to hit
I
it?
think you're getting numbers and popularity fucked up.
Hell no.
I think to your definition, though, it still fits. Like to the average person that hear that hook of Remember, that is an easy thing to digest and grasp within the moment.
Correct.
Like if he literally went on, I don't say anything, SOB stage and debuted that song right then and there, I think that after he does like that hook in the first verse,
again,
crowd is an uproar.
Again.
And just to let you know, real quick,
oh my God, am I getting jumped?
Just to let you know, I agree with you. Remember's not a hit record.
Huh?
Remember's not a hit record.
It's not. Wait. Like I said, at the end of the day, we don't decide hit records.
Correct.
Okay?
That's why I don't.
If a song goes crazy and it goes to hit record, okay, and it dies down in 3 months, like,
okay,
you know, then you got one hit wonders and stuff like that, like. You know, like
So-
Trinidad James did All Go and everything.
bro. So are you saying that hit records can be manufactured, right? Could be pushed,
I don't
right?
think so. Because that's the case, we'll be
Bro,
pushing them out more and more.
there are songs that are pushed and necessarily they call massaged or caressed into
Don't get it
different
twisted.
playlists into
The money-
different
listen.
rotations
I'll
and
give you
different.
an example.
There's
The
songs that
things-
make the Grammys I've never heard the entire year.
Correct.
It's out. So I definitely wholeheartedly
Some
believe
songs
that
get the
hit
some
records
songs
are
get the button,
manufactured.
and some songs are organic. The organic ones forever going to stay forever. The push ones don't do that well.
So
after
the
5
reason
years.
why, so to me, when it comes to the point of breaking down to hit records, and we're going into the point of fan base and your following, and this is also why I think, and this is my opinion. I think it's easier to make a hit record than to make an album or a couple albums to create a cult following. Because I'll give you an example. Who remembers a kid named was it Kid Ink? That's his name?
Yeah, I
I'm
remember him.
kidding.
Huh?
Kid Ink,
Remember?
yeah.
So Kid Ink had a couple hits. Like he had a couple big records. And the thing about him is, I actually liked all his hit records. When it came to his album coming out, I would never download his album. I never wanted to hear his album. I never even wanted to digest who he is because honestly, that's all I wanted you for. Is you guys make hits and that's all I see you as. You're nothing to the point of making me want to digest like who you are. I don't really care for it. Compared to an artist that necessarily can create a catalog of music where now it's identity. Now it's to the point where forget just your music. I want you to win. Actually, to the point where now I'm literally to the point where I'm riding for you.
I can't wait for this one. Watch this. Go ahead.
I'm riding for you. And when it comes down to the point of when you say hit records compared to like these artists, like I brought up J. Cole and you bring up Future, which you said Future makes way more hit records than J. Cole, which I don't disagree with you.
It's not even a fucking
but with that being said, bringing down the impact, and he can't necessarily do any numbers even close to what J. Cole is. You know what? I don't mind not making hit records.
You can take the hit record shit out of it. I'm like, yeah.
All right.
Like I said, the
All right.
MSG,
Hold on.
Cole is selling that over Cole. Let me finish. And then, like I said, I feel like if they both drop an album the same week, who's selling more albums?
Hands down.
But now I want to jump on. So you guys say Cole can do cult following and millions and millions and millions and millions. There's some people that I know for a fact he probably don't even know that you may know that do those Cole numbers, and y'all probably will never hear them ever.
Well,
Tech Nine. There you go.
Tech Nine.
You feel what I'm saying?
Tech
Great.
Nine is not selling out the Garden, and he's not.
Tech Nine is actually doing venues way big. He's doing a lot of big venues.
You see what I'm talking about?
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
But hold on. But with that being said, bro, that doesn't go to your point. That actually goes to more to my point.
Well, no, not
because Tech Nine don't make no fucking hit records.
He don't make hit records.
It's
But
so-
no, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, hit records are something that's going to be catchy. People's like, it's just an anomaly. Like, oh my god,
But if
this
it's
is
based
huge.
off of numbers, we can't even go by that anymore because nigga, if like that's what I'm trying to say to you, bro. If you're sitting here, let's say you made 5 hit records, bro. You made 5 hit records, and them shits went 5 times platinum, right?
Little hits.
But my following is 10 million people. So no
kinda
matter
levels out what he's trying to say.
So if my following is 10 million people, I don't give a fuck what you make, nigga. Everything I drop, because it's about creating.
All right, if you want to go that route, then
creating
yeah,
a
that-
community and a fan base where it's like, nigga.
So now
I don't give a fuck
now
what
we're
you
having
do.
2 different conversations.
No, we ain't.
We're talking about what I got in my backyard compared to what's outside.
Okay.
That's not fair. I'm talking about the outside.
No,
hits.
you know how it's fair?
No.
Fucking hit record, nigga.
Remember,
Like-
it was a hit record in your backyard.
Okay.
Put it on the masses.
Okay.
This is a good record.
Well, and so then let me do one better, right? Okay. My backyard to the masses. Your sign, you made a hit record, and you have a 360 deal, and necessarily you have to, and you see maybe what?
Oh no, I'm going your route.
Yeah.
I'm good. That money over there.
You see,
I ain't stupid.
you see a percentage of your shit going, right?
be
Matter of
pissed.
fact, matter of fact, your record came out. You saw what's the name? You streamed 2 million. You streamed 2 million off the first week. You got 2 million streams, right? Bro, listen here. I only sold. Hold on. I only sold 500 albums for $30.
You're moving the goalposts.
He streamed for 2 million.
You're moving
He
the
made hit,
goalposts.
right? I sold my shit for $30.
No, we're having 2 different conversations.
Okay.
Because
we
science-wise, I mean, money and math-wise, duh. I'm just saying, hit record, your following knows your music.
So I think the question
The outside knows me.
So but here's the question: what I'm trying.
Tech Nine, everybody in the backyard knows him.
But bro, everyone outside knows you. So to the point of you being popular, I don't give a fuck about someone being popular.
That's what hits are. What are you talking
but
about?
my nigga, this is my point. I understand what
Wait, you
hits
just say
are.
hits? Wait, are what synonymous with being popular?
Yes. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so here's my point.
Wait. Am I bugging?
No.
I disagree. A hit record is the record itself, not because the individual is popular.
No.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
record is popular. I'm saying, not the person.
I just want to make sure.
Not
we
the
are on
person.
the
So,
same page.
but then the next question I asked you is, what is the impact of a hit record, right? And when we talk about the impact of a hit record,
Still,
right?
we're having 2 different conversations.
No, we're not though.
Yes, we are.
We're still tying into the into the same.
No,
conversation.
because you're talking about your co-following. Of course, you
No,
got hits within your community.
But here's my.
But I'm talking about hits on outside
But-
of.
let him finish.
But
Go ahead.
bro, when you're saying talking about hits within in your community, if you have a large enough community that's the same size,
You're moving the goalposts. That's what I'm saying.
How is that moving the goalposts?
Because at the end of the day, you're doing hits for your core fans. Like I said, those Tyler creators, those J. Cole's, whatever.
I don't think it's making hits for your core fans. I'm just making music.
I'm
And
making
once
music,
again,
but
those
guess who?
people
Listen.
choose the hit.
I'm making music, but it's not on the radio. It's not on commercials.
Because-
It's not. Let me go.
My
Come on, man.
fault.
All right, but guess what? If you follow me, you'll get these records, and your co-following makes it a hit within that community. Once it goes outside of the community, that becomes a hit record. That's just a big ass song in your community. We're not going to try to divide the name Hit Records. Hit Records is on one side of the billboard. That's it. It's not in your back pocket. Okay, that's as simple as that.
I don't like the metrics of the Billboard shit because, like, for example, I think it just happened recently that.
No, hold on. Sorry, let's say that. Now that song goes on top 1, right? That's a hit record. You got your 10 million people and don't even make the top 100. It's not a hit record.
All right, and
I'm
so-
not.
It's a record
But that's what I'm saying.
fucking fan base fucks
I'm not
with.
jacking that.
hold on.
Chief Keef is a prime example for me. I think once again, I was just about to say, Chief Keef is a prime example. The very first album, the Finally Rich shit, just went gold. But you're not telling me I Like was not a hit record. You're not telling me Love So-So was not a hit record. You're not telling me I Hate Being Sober was not hit records, bro.
Joe Budden just went platinum.
Hold on. You want to
Pump it up.
Hold on. You want to know what necessarily what this the funny thing about this when we talk about hit records and we talk about culture and we talk about all that. The thing about it is it always plays in such a different. It plays in a different perspective all the time. Just to really talk about what you're saying, let me understand, unless you know why I'm not moving the goalposts. What I'm basically saying to you, my nigga, is the first thing you said, people are the one who choose a hit record, right?
Facts.
Correct. Now the difference between it is you make a hit, right? That everyone knows, right? That everyone knows. And when it comes to the point of everyone knowing, right? Let's say necessarily where it's it breaks where it's not local no more, it's not regional. Let's say you start to necessarily go to the point where it starts to hit overseas. Like it starts to become a global record. That one record you have is amazing. But if I have a backyard, the backyard that you're saying, but my backyard is globally, but this is the people that I can reach all the time. What the fuck is a hit record?
Again.
No. We're going in circles. And here's the
you're moving the goalposts.
No, I'm not. But here's the whole point. What I'm trying to say to you, bro. What I'm saying to you is, when we sit here and focus and talk about hit records, I think there's so much more that goes into that, because there's been many of artists that made hit records and where the record was bigger than them, and then guess what? They couldn't fucking make another record again.
And
they couldn't capitalize on it again.
I'm so glad you said that.
Shout
because
out
I said, who?
Cardi B.
What are you talking about?
She's definitely in that boat.
No, she is not.
She's super in that boat. That's why you have not got a second album from Cardi B. Facts. She's definitely trying to measure up to that first, and therefore that's
so
why
you're trying to tell me
again.
you're trying to tell me that record she did with Bruno Mars wasn't bigger than Bodak Yellow?
She, like I said, that was on what, the same album, or was that a
No,
fucking
that was
like
a
remix
whole
or
another
some shit?
year.
I got. She doesn't. All I'm saying, she doesn't have a sophomore album because she does not touch the hit of Bodak Yellow. Facts.
But I will say this though. With that being said, Cardi has a cult following.
She does.
Remember,
She
Cardi
do.
had 1 million people before she even
Right,
did music.
before she even touched the microphone.
So that's what
She
I
was
will
already
say. I
popping.
will say, no matter what, Cardi's
good.
The lifestyle of Cardi is going to keep her. The brand of Cardi B is going to keep her afloat.
I don't think she's gonna go anywhere. She's not here to stay. But I do think that she's afraid of maybe not measuring up to the same success as her debut album, and that's why she's taking so long to drop.
Wet Ass Pussy went crazy. Did she do a song with Beyonce? No, she didn't. But anyway, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, what you saying with the hit records, fuck, you just fucked me. I just lost
I didn't do it.
Yes,
I
you
didn't
did.
I didn't fuck you up.
Yeah, damn.
I just want to just
sorry. There we go. With the hit records, that's why it's scary to have a hit record when you don't have a follow up, because that hit record could really hit you, and they could really ruin you.
You disappear.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Well, I was going to talk about something else, but I did want to get on this real quick because I'm actually glad he brought up the Forest Hills Drive shit. I wholeheartedly do believe that there is artists, obviously, that just create music, and there's accidental hits. I actually bring it up with Kendrick Lamar all the time. I never believed Swimming Pools was meant to be a hit. Like, you don't listen to Swimming Pools and say this was going to be a hit record.
Are you serious?
Why are you making that face? Go ahead and lie. You listen to Good Kid, Mad City. Out of all those songs,
Oh, you talking
you
about
said Swimming Pools is going to be the hit record. That's what you told yourself when you heard that
I had a
album.
Good Kid, Mad City. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was probably my least favorite. So I'm not
Exactly.
Swimming
but that
Pools?
was, but that was the hit record.
My least favorite
The
song.
first one, at least.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look at it. It's gonna be Money Trees was up there. Poetic Justice was on there. Those weren't the hits first. Swimming
He
Pools.
had a lot.
Swimming Pools was
no,
the
there's
first
a lot-
one.
there's a lot of
that
shit on
went
there.
off.
There's a lot of shit on
Classic
there.
fucking album.
But you gotta understand the time
One
frame
of the best
too.
albums ever.
You gotta understand the time frame.
That was a great fucking album.
When was Kendrick Lamar's album that came out? That what's it called?
I think it's what 2013, maybe.
What was happening around that time?
Macklemore?
No. That world of the A$AP Rockies and the Houston songs started coming out more often. That pull up, that chopped and screw sound was still lit at this time. That shit worked because of all that information. I mean, all that sounds at that time.
I don't disagree with that.
That's what I'm saying. So you probably didn't think, but at the time, like all that stuff plays a part.
I don't disagree with that. But,
Like I said, I feel like the same thing with J. Cole, low key. Like I think the two hits off of Forest Hills would probably be obviously No Role Models and maybe Apparently.
yeah.
I don't hear none of those records and thought like, nah, this was gonna go to the height that it ended up going to, especially No Role Models.
He created a great community and he created a foundation and honestly, he's one of the best ones to do it. Like I just feel like it just comes to a point, man, where like sometimes it's funny to me. Yo, you ever notice when like they was having a verses and there was some niggas that you'd be like, yo, he's gonna blow this nigga out the water. He has so many hits,
I
right?
felt that way about Mario.
Yo,
And
I
it's
thought
like-
Omarion was going to scoop him
Yo.
up and
Yeah,
drop on
bro,
his head.
Mario definitely
But you
humbled
got
me.
Mario,
you got first
that
of all
was
you
an artist.
you got you got to know first of all you got to come up with a great playlist of your music. You have to execute it correct.
Nope.
You got to execute it. You got to execute it correct, and then also by executing correct, you also got to necessarily understand who's in the room, bro. Like, all right, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of niggas was saying when it was Dipset against the Locks, a lot of niggas was like, "Oh, Dipset is gonna wipe these niggas."
I was one.
But the reason because Cameron raised me.
But you have to understand this. We're not diving into the culture, and we're not diving into what these niggas was.
Let me do this.
God.
When it comes down to that, when it comes down to Omarion, it was entertainment versus artistry.
No.
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
Trust me. I don't
think anyone that won the thing was because there was better entertainment.
Bro,
first of all, hold on.
The Locks won strictly off of
artistry. Off of being prepared in artistry.
Yes.
Hold on. But being prepared in artistry.
God,
but nigga, you stopped me when I was talking. Go ahead, brother. Greenberg niggas. I can't do it.
At least you know.
Niggas be ready to shoot.
For instance,
man.
we thought Omarion was going to win that battle because why? He entertains the shit. He's a dope ass dancer. He's in the studio. Whatever. I don't follow Mario for me to be like, oh, Mario's going to win this. I saw that and I'm like, oh shit, Mario just outperformed this nigga.
No, he definitely had better records.
Omarion can't sing.
I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Oh my God, it's a tragedy.
I didn't see that one. I got to see that one.
Omarion can't sing.
I gotta see that one. I wish they brought the verses back. That shit was beautiful. That was the time.
Yeah.
Niggas are getting humbled. Niggas are getting humbled too. I remember they did I think Tory Lanez and French, they did an unofficial one on their IG Live.
Oh, word?
Once again, another one. Niggas was like, Tory about to wipe the floor with him. Niggas ain't know French is really like that when it comes to hits, bro.
French had a lot of hits.
French got a lot of hits, bro. Started packing them up gracefully.
But like I said, even with the Dipset, I went in there thinking Dipset was gonna win because they have like so much global hits.
They playlisted terribly though.
They did. But if I would have did that playlist, would have won.
Like Cam started fighting back for them, but it was way too late.
But the real reason why they lost is because they wasn't artistically together. The Locks looked like an army.
Bro, I'll give you another situation. So you want to say that? All right. Kiss and Fab. Kiss beat him too. Let's go. What's up?
Kiss
more hits. What's up?
Well, first of all, we didn't know who was gonna win until
bro,
what it is?
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. What are you talking about?
They're both punch bars. We talking about
my nigga. When it came down to niggas, when the niggas came down to the records that you was choosing, you started to realize like, damn, Fab got mad chick joints.
Mad chick joints, yes.
But that's not who's in this room.
Hold
on. Fab got but that's not who's in this room.
Can I get you?
Oh, we talking the top 5 that are alive.
Can I get you?
Oh, this is Kiss.
Can we get it?
Everybody know fucking Kiss.
Can I get it?
Him.
Can I get it? Can I get it?
And I'm a big Fab fan.
Listen, nobody went in there thinking Fab was going to do any girl joints. That's number one. No one went in there and said, oh, this is going to be a girl versus a hood nigga. We all thought these niggas were going to be probably freestyle to each other.
Yo.
Fab went in there, thought it was a fucking industry party, and Kiss went in there and was like, no, nigga, I'm for the people. And that's what happened. His playlist was trash.
So this is what I'm talking about. This all spend from hits, focus on following, cult following,
which is what
culture.
I want to dive into this too. Because you said it earlier in regards to Kid Ink. I like basically identity as an artist, right? So I just want to talk about the importance of creating moments because I feel like people get so caught up within the metrics that they forget about creating moments. Like, I'm only 27. I say one of my favorite moments is when Dream Chasers 2 came out. Meek Mill literally broke that piff that day, bro. I was a freshman in high school and that shit dropped. All of us came to class. We tried to download it, listen to it. We couldn't. But that when they finally got it up, bro, there was not a single person in them hallways that was not listening to Dream Chasers 2, bro. Facts. And it was a mixtape at the end of the day, bro. It's about creating moments. I feel like if I was an artist, that is what I care about more than all of this hit record shit. But y'all gotta expound.
Well, that's kind of a dumb topic because it's like, obviously you're probably because of moments. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't come in here and just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had a moment and this is your moment. You put your sound in where in a little bit of a niche space that blew up. That's the purpose of you being a new artist.
So
that's
I feel like
moment.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think from what you're saying and what breaks it down is to your creativity of being an artist and also bringing a moment of nostalgia, like bringing a nostalgia moment where you saw how you said that and you brought you back to a place where you was when you first heard this album, when you first heard this record. Facts. It also goes to the point of like the atmosphere, what's going on. It's also to the point of how you did your rollout, how people like what made it so intricate to your fan base or to the people that fuck with you, where it's like, I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. Like, remember, and I know you don't fuck with him, but I'm a big Cole fan. You remember when he did KOD, when he literally went to the joint and he was like, I'm dropping an album. And like, first of all, he flooded the whole entire, I forgot what venue that was, but he flooded the whole entire venue and niggas like, yo, why does he want us here? Why is everybody? And he literally just said, yeah, I'm dropping an album. And niggas I remember niggas was like, yo, I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if the world's gonna end. But I know if it's gonna happen, Cole's gonna tell us I want to be here. And niggas is gonna remember shit like that for the rest of their life. It really breaks down to the point of breaking. Oh God, nigga, can you at least let me?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Doing sound effects.
I just don't like the fact that you keep talking about Cole, bro.
Why? These are all past Cole events.
Niggas,
why are you letting this one thing that you're
because
mad at?
I'm a hip hop nigga. I'm a hip hop historian, and guess what? What he did was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Cole probably your favorite rapper.
He will probably cook my favorite rapper, but guess what? I won't even believe him because he bowed out like a little bitch.
Oh my God!
Yo, I'm sorry. First of all, let me say something.
Hold on,
slow down.
You did a lot for
I actually liked his diss record. I did. I actually liked it. I said, "Oh shit, Kendrick got a long week."
And
then nigga went to his own show and said, "I'm sorry." 2004.
Take me out of the Dotto, the dungeon.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's get back to
it. Get out the fucking villain.
Still.
Hold on. Wait. I gotta get this off. When Cole did that shit, you know what I did?
What?
I downloaded the Cole album and liked it.
Why?
You're
an asshole.
I liked it. I was like, yo, this shit is tough. I need more Cole. Bro. As I was getting my more Cole in, he said, what? I'm sorry, Kendrick.
Yo, the day the day you were born, it was like black skies and shit. Like
deleted everything off my phone.
You're a
that
villain.
nigga's a great rapper, great entertainer, one of the best lyricists I probably ever heard, but he is not an artist of rap. He is not the core energy of rap.
I disagree.
I'm sorry.
I disagree.
You bow out. You listen to Drake. When you bow out, it's over.
Cole's my favorite rapper. All right, I don't want to. I'm not gonna go into this deep. I don't want to entertain this shit.
You better not. I'll sit all day.
The only thing I have to say about that is this, which as you can speak, because the Super Bowl has happened since everyone has seen that. Cole's seen it in a route that he was not trying to go with niggas. It's really that. It's not. So stop. I hate when niggas like you keep saying, "Oh, he bowed out of rap beef." Niggas, some things are deeper than the rap beef.
I wish I could go like this.
Go there.
But you're right.
Like everyone just freeze.
No, you're right. No, you're right.
And
let me do this. You're right. And know what's going on? He jumped into it. But when you're a rapper and you know you did wrong, you got to stick to it. You don't. You can't jump out of it.
Yes,
man.
you can. Be grown. We're all men.
You can't.
I jumped in this.
Bro.
I realized what it was. I'm bowing out. I don't need to stay in it.
No, bro.
I don't need to
I mean, he did a smart thing. Thank God he didn't go down this list. But I'm just saying, as a rapper, when you in it, even if you jump the gun, you got to stay there, bro. You have to.
Because there's a lot of niggas throwing, like, low-key shots at Cole right now. Joey Badass dropped some shit throwing a shot
he's
that
just
way.
Reaching. He's
Freddie Gibbs done did. I'm like, yo.
Fishing.
And mind you, I fuck with Gibbs and I fuck with Joey, but none of y'all niggas are seeing Cole at all. On his best day, bro.
You're not seeing them.
On his worst day, I mean.
Yeah, you're not seeing them. And they're just fishing because they want something. But at the end of the day, what Cole did is not respected, okay? So... But let's not get it twisted. I'm not here to say I hate Cole. I hate what he did, and I hate that he's part of hip hop. Okay, there's a difference between being a rapper and a hip hop artist. That's a rapper now. You can go on to your next one.
Anyway,
I just want to go on the record. I disagree with everything you said.
He always does.
But,
tomato.
Yeah,
1-0. We get together like
1-0.
First of all,
1-0 what?
That's a
nigga. I am a sweep. I've sweeped you in every fucking topic.
No, you did not. You made no sense.
Nigga, hold on. Are you made no sense? Serious?
You made no sense. I'd like to enter an educational segment of the show right now.
You really did that? Because you sat there and said, "This is my little soliloquy."
Keep it a buck.
You made two different fucking worlds.
You're his friend, and you would never lie to him.
It's us here.
Keep it a buck.
1, 2, 3.
Keep it a buck.
No, don't do
Keep it a buck. Keep it a buck,
you don't
my
do
nigga.
That with me?
Who won with this nigga in every topic? You see how she don't want to fucking look at you and say nothing?
You think I fucking lost to this nigga in any kind of topic?
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth over there.
Anyway, you're crazy.
You see how them niggas is lying to you, right?
Please finish. Now it's up.
Listen, all right.
I ain't having a friendship with you.
We have a lot of artists.
You're a good friend, man.
We have a lot of artists that watch this show.
Bro, you literally made up your own shit. But go ahead. It's a hit record if I sell 10 million, but if it doesn't go out there, don't make a hit record. Man, shut up.
Man, yo, all right. We have a lot of artists that watch this, all right? Still, I would like to say that you were pretty successful in your own right as an artist. So I would like you to elaborate on how did you train your fan base to be direct to consumer?
Can I be honest with you? I took a leap. In all honesty, I think the biggest thing what happens when people are making music and you've done your 10,000 hours and you really been going hard. what happens is you're scared to take the leap and put something out where to give to your consumers because you don't know if they're gonna buy it, and you're petrified of like if they don't buy it and I fail, where do I go? But you need to fail. Like you have to understand this. You have to fail. That's just it.
Did you find where you need to go?
Huh?
Did you find where you need to go?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, where?
So,
Where?
what do you mean?
Where do you love most?
Overseas.
In
you looking at me like that?
in the backyard.
But you want to hear something? You want to hear something crazy though?
So you go.
Hold on. But overseas influenced more of my following here. Believe it or not, because in all honesty, accessibility is power. So because people don't have the same access to me, and also because I can go where they can't go, when I went over there, my access and my became here, and to the point where people like they liked them over here. Shit, let me take a listen. And these are the same things where
But you had to go somewhere to get love, to be loved.
110%. But my point of what I'm trying to say to you
so
is...
you have a record over there that people over there
What's
like?
your point? What are you trying to get to?
Do you have a record across seas that people absolutely like?
Yes.
Did it do good over there?
Yes.
Did it do good over here?
Yes.
No, did it do as much as good over here than over here?
I would say yes, actually.
Come on.
All right, nigga, can we get to
What
are you even going with it?
One mic.
This nigga's just trying to, because he's mad because he lost.
Like,
Go ahead.
one mic.
First of all, I don't lose.
Yeah,
let's get out the way.
Yeah. This is why you can't with this nigga, bro.
I'm trying to see your goalposts, and I get it. Honestly, I'm dealing with this every day with you. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Let the man finish.
Go ahead, you're right.
I love this nigga forever, bro. This nigga is the illest, bro. Like, that ass. Like, I want this nigga to say my eulogy, bro. Like, you feel me, my nigga? Like, this nigga's different, bro.
Don't let me do it.
Yo, he never liked your ass. I don't know why you here.
I'm like, yo, he never liked it. I'm gonna say, when he was on his deathbed, he told everybody that, actually, I did win everything.
Yo.
He said I was gonna do that, my nigga. Yo, I swear this nigga's the craziest. Yo, bro.
But go ahead, please. I'm sorry.
Go.
As far as the play that you made overseas, how did that come about?
All right, so my first move overseas was Taiwan. How I got over to Taiwan is I dealt with an artist named Dawagi. My man Drew connected me with Dawagi, and the way I got connected with Dawagi is Dawagi actually needed a record written for him in English. He rapped in Mandarin. He needed a record written for him in English, and he never told me who was featured on the record. He was actually about to go to an artist named I don't know if you know. You ever heard of an artist named Vinny Chase? So you know.
I heard Vinny Chase.
Yeah. So you know, but you know a director named Kid Art though, right?
Yes.
I think I've heard of the name.
So Kid Art is this amazing director. He shoots for like all the biggest stars, biggest rappers. Him and Vinny Chase was in a group. Vinny Chase was gonna actually write the record for Dawagi. Vinny Chase was charging. Let's just say he was charging too much bread. Me as a hungry artist, I'm like, nigga, I'll do it. like whatever. You can throw me the bread, I'll do it. It was a good enough number for me. I wrote it. He performed it. What he didn't tell me is the artist that he did the record with, the other feature, was Nas. So Dawagi did a record with Nas, and I wrote it, right? Then Dawagi brought me out there to basically open up for him. Once he brought me out there and was opening up for him, I built my own fan base from there. Once I built my own fan base from there, I kept going. Like, bro, like, honestly, like, and Dre will tell you too, we really did, like, grassroots marketing. We kept hitting the same exact markets for you. Like, it took way longer for the way we got it, but what we do have, we literally did it step by step. So understand, it's like, I'm going to Taiwan 2 or 3 times a year.
Wait, where you going?
Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
2 or 3 times a year, I'm going to Taiwan. I don't understand what his point is.
We're going to get there. Oh, yeah. I'm just being quiet because I don't want you talking when I'm talking. All
right, 2 or 3 times a year, I would go over there. And we would hit different cities, and we kept going over there. What then happened then is, shout out to Scram. Shout out to Scram Jones, and shout out to Money Mike. There was a promoter that what's the name? That connected us in Poland, and Scram actually connected me to Money Mike to necessarily to go in Poland. And the same promoter and manager I was dealing with in Taiwan helped me get over there. And from that, then we just started hitting Poland up. And we just kept hitting these markets. And we kept hitting these different cities. And literally, step by step, built it that way. And to answer your question to the point of making your fans the point of consumers, you have to put out something for your fans to consume. Like the point of it is you're not pointing them to do to what you want them to do. And the truth of the matter is a lot of times artists are not doing that because they're fearful of the turnout. They're fearful of like, yo, if I put this out, what if niggas don't buy it? Well, how about this, my nigga? Your music's out and niggas ain't listening to it. What's the difference? At the end of the day, you got to find out. You got to see what's up. And it's like, I'm sorry, bro. I told you where when it came to me selling merch and selling music, I made way more money on that than I would ever make streaming. It can't even fucking...
Which is some of my money.
Yeah. Anyway, nigga.
Yeah, I think it's just important to speak about because my first time I ever heard a story like this was actually West Side Gun. So my Nina brought me to a concert with West Side Gun.
Of course she would.
She did. She knows him. So we went backstage and everything, and he was the one putting me on game. He was like, yo, listen. He was like, fuck what you hear from other rappers. He's like, I make a lot of money. He's like, I make a lot of money. And this is I make money doing this, that, and the third. That's why you see me buying the exact same cars. I guess whatever A-list rapper you want to put. He's like, I can afford the same things they do. And he was saying because at that time, Griselda was doing what Griselda do, which is the vinyls, vinyls, merch, tour, and that was it. Or whatever, just whatever products they decided to make, and they always sold out. And he always did the limited quality thing. And then on top of that, too, for what they resell for was absolutely out of this world. So it's just like, I want to highlight this on this episode because so much people have success tied in with getting signed. You can make a lot of money being independent. You do not need to be signed to any.
He was really outside.
I gotta jump in real quick because I'm gonna add on to yours and something you told me to do, but when I tried to do it, COVID hit. So when I went to your concert, you did another show at that Firehouse, and he sold it out. But the thing was, it was the merch. I brought like 2 hoodies. I brought the CD, whatever, and I damn near came in. I spent like damn near $90. What the fuck with my discount? But anyway,
discount.
Yeah, I ain't just thinking. Good, so, bro. But the thing was, Raps and Receipts was doing his fucking thing. He was just like, "Yo, why don't we get no shirts?"
Yeah. Oh. And you know what's another? More money off that shit. You know what's another thing also? What Dotto should have took some advantage of, bro. There's a point in time, a nigga rapping receipts was the mecca. Like nigga, like. Bro, I would come to these shows. I'm talking about. I'm gonna go to the sneaker shop before we even go to fucking name. It was to the point, my nigga. It was
the sneaker shop. Wow,
bro, like nigga, like you would go to the sneaker shop, my nigga, and it's almost like nigga, like you seeing a sea of people. And I'm like, who the fuck are these niggas? This is all Westchester niggas. And you looking around, it's like, and I'm like, oh, son's nice. Oh no, son's alright. Oh no, and then you start. And the thing about it, my nigga, you had everybody in that fucking room. Why the fuck not sell something to them?
Bro, because I was so worried about y'all. I love artists, man. I love you guys.
Also, I wanted to bring this up too, by the way, because I actually said this to Steel a while ago when I first spoke to him. So on my last Behind the Nine episode, shout out to the guests that we had. Stormy Blossom had said, she was like, she doesn't feel the need to, like, I guess, go hard on like all shows or whatever. Like, you pick and choose what shows you want to do and what's a good look for you. I completely said I disagree. For the reason being, you just never know who's in the crowd, right?
That's
so I say
right
the first time I actually seen Steel, he was one of the opening people for Oswin Benjamin's show in SOBs at the Godfrey shit. And I seen him and I was like, yo, that nigga's nice, bro. Yeah. That nigga's nice. And from that day on, I followed and I paid attention to what he got going on. I just wanted to bring that up because I'm like, yo, artists also realize, like I said, you just never know who's in the crowd and you never know where those people in the crowd are going to end up being.
And
it's also your art. I
want to add on to that. Yes, every show you treat like it's the biggest show you ever had. Because like you said, even though if I'm like a nobody, but if I saw you again, I saw her before, yo, she's fire. Yo, homeboy, yo, check this. And it's going to keep growing like that. But if you over here trying to give lackluster at a time of any situation, this ain't for you.
Can I be honest with you?
Put your art out.
That shit is... I'm not 110% obligated, qualified to say this.
You are.
But from my experience, it's very much so a New York type of energy. Because when you go to other places and see people perform,
don't get to New York. I'm sorry.
No, listen.
That is lazy. Okay, huh? New York. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
110%. And this is my point, though. The energy when I say a point of You ever? All right. So you performed, right? You performed before. You ever perform in front of a crowd, and until you get off the stage and walk into the crowd, you'll find out if niggas really fucked with you?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, good shit.
Dap-ups,
Yo, good shit. Yeah, good shit. But at the same time, when a nigga's just like, yo, everybody throw your hands up. And niggas will just look at you. When you're sitting here performing and doing this, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I'm always going to perform at 110%. But the crowd gives me energy. The crowd gives me energy for me to really...
I blame MCs.
Come on.
No, I'm saying I blame MCs because of that.
What's the name? The crowd gives me energy for me to give back. And what I've noticed is when I've gone into different places and seen them perform, when I've seen them perform with 3 people, 2 people, to 100 people, it's such a thing where it's like people are cool with being fucking fans and looking at the artist and being entertained by that. Where a lot of times when you see a lot of niggas women performing most shows, you're performing in front of other fucking artists, nigga. So niggas is like...
Well, that's what I'm saying too, bro.
Right. Yeah,
it comes down to the MC, and this is why it was so important for me to do my shows. Because people are like, oh, you want me to do the show for me to do Rap the Streets? No, because you're not going to care about it as much as I'm going to care about it. That's number one. Number two, I make sure anytime an MC comes onto, or a rapper or singer comes onto the stage and someone, I'm like, whoa, don't come on stage yet because they're trying to disrespect you right now.
Yeah.
I'll say it again, get everybody riled up. Now it's up to you to keep that rildness up. I keep them there. So if you come on stage and that person not giving you that respect to even be on that stage, how can you get people engaged to really look at you and fuck with you?
Yeah, I agree with your point.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know how to get on stage and get the people going.
I think there's a number of factors that go into it too. Like shout out Jack, you know. The first time I ever discovered Jack, we performed on the same bill. And I heard his shit. Now the performance wasn't A-okay, but that was because that wasn't even his fault. Just the scenery, the room, the
boy
music.
Jack is talented.
Yeah, the way they had the mic set up, it was absolutely terrible in there. But I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, yo, this song is really fucking good.
Yeah.
So the first thing I did when I went home is downloaded the shit, and I've been a fan ever since.
Yeah.
That's good.
You feel me? I just feel like I said, there's mad ways that you get put on the music nowadays. People just...
Shout out my boy Jack.
You know what I'm saying? Don't take nothing lightly. But by you saying that, I actually did also want to ask you, because on a lot of your tapes, you have a lot of features. So I want to ask, why do you put so many features on your tapes? Because especially with this latest album that you just dropped, Slowkey no features. Like little to none. Especially on the rap tip. So like, yeah, what makes you want to collab so much with other artists?
I see artists as instruments. Like their voices and what's the name. I see them as like to the point of sounds that I see like, and then also I use artists to convey my message or what I want them to what's the name, like to put out. And then another thing about it is, and I'll sit here and say, I've learned from Cool Kid. I've seen, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I would, besides Cool Kid just being an amazing artist that he is, Cool Kid is a fucking like mad scientist where he can sit here and take a bunch of different verses and take a bunch of different things and place them and put them in places where almost I feel like that person can only fit there. Like they like that's where they're supposed to be. And I feel like I also feel like me having artists in there is me showing respect that I got love for you. Like I'm a fan of your music and like I really fuck with you and I want to do that. But like now to the point of therapy, the reason why there wasn't a lot is because this is very personal to me. No one can convey this message of what I'm talking about because these are my life. This is my life. This is like only I went through this. So you can't. No one's gonna be able to talk. You know what I'm saying? And if anyone did what's the name? I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, I write a lot of stuff for people anyway, all the time anyway. But like, in this, no one could say this for me. I can only be the one to say that. So that's why.
That's a beautiful way to put it, man. So I'm gonna give that round a draw because I agree with you. All right, I'm gonna give it a draw for that one. I like that.
The other day, you know, I pulled up on Steel at his studio, and I made sure I wrote it down actually when you said it. He said, "You're creating, I'm reflecting. We're two different people."
Yeah.
And I felt like that right there, that hit, bro, because we were talking about what was the record? It was the Drake and Lil Baby record. He was
What
like,
did
"Yo,"
he say?
he was like, "You need me to repeat it again?"
Please.
Say, "You're creating, I'm reflecting, we're two different people." And let me
Okay.
give you the backstory of why we said it. Because you're saying that certain people on certain verses, it's like, no matter how good you rap, it's just the authenticity of certain verses is just what makes that verse gonna be better. Like,
Right.
and he used the example of the Drake and Lil Baby record. He was like, Drake can't talk that kind of talk with Lil Baby. Because that is just made for that type of nigga.
And that type of nigga, you're right.
You feel me? So you know what I mean?
I'll give him a better example of what's the name. And this is, a matter of fact, let me not give you the example. Let me first ask this then. And I always use this example because I love both of their verses. But on Drug Dealers Anonymous with Pusha T and Jay-Z, who had a better verse?
Woo! First of all, hold on.
I feel like no matter how you answer this, the internet's gonna kill you. I'm gonna make sure I clip it.
I don't know. Like I thought that was a great cohesive record, bro. I just felt like both of them kind of went off.
Yeah, they did.
I never even said, "Oh, you killed him." No, I kind of fuck with them equally.
All
I got
right.
Hov.
So, huh?
I got Hov.
I got Hov too, but I'm gonna tell you why I have Hov. In all honesty, lyrically, Pusha D out-rapped him. Period. He lyrically, how articulate he was, how he said things, his style, everything. But my nigga, and this is when it comes to the point of creating compared to reflecting. Hov's life is just better, my nigga. Hov just will live the life that nigga no one can fucking compare to. We can't talk about it. The shit that he was saying, Pusha T with all his drug bars and different crack illities and all these fucking double entendres. That's great, my nigga. You said some ill as shit. But the shit that this nigga's Hov saying, bro, we're literally watching history. You're telling me shit that I never could even exist. And it just came down to it like, yo, this nigga's life is just a better life. How can I outdo a better life?
The 40 bar.
Who are you?
It doesn't matter, nigga.
Who are you gonna get for Coke bars? Huh? Like you gotta go get the nigga Pusha.
Great. And guess what, my nigga?
But no, you're right. I see what you're saying, though. I'll give you that. But I'm just saying,
my nigga, like yo, you have the bro, you have the illest Coke bars, all that. You're the illest hustler ever. But that's the plug. Like that's who we're like, nigga. That's who you answer to, nigga. Like, nigga, understand this. You needed a whole and understand this. I am a Pusha T fan, and when I say this about Pusha T, I hope you don't get mad, my nigga, because you rapped your ass off.
He did
on this record, nigga. But when it came down to what the
shit, that nigga was wild.
My nigga, what? Yeah, he was going off. But the shit that this nigga Hov was, I'm like, yo, this nigga's life.
You know what you need on that record? With? You know who should be on that record then?
Who?
Stove God Cooks. How about that?
I love that nigga.
I love that nigga.
I love that nigga.
I fuck with Stove too, but I use
Stove
it.
I love that nigga.
Fine.
I just use it, you know.
And also that's just to the point where, yo, I don't give a fuck if anyone else wrote. Let's say anyone else said his verse, and it won't be the same.
It won't say the same. No.
It won't be the same. Word?
Do not tell me you didn't know Stove.
I swear I did not know.
Stove is from the New Rochelle area.
Shut the fuck up.
The person who discovered him was Lord Jamar.
Shut the fuck
up. You better do your research. You know I do this hip hop shit.
I'm about to. I didn't know that. I swear I didn't know that.
He's from the road.
I know Lord Jamar discovered him, but I thought he was a Syracuse nigga.
Yeah, I didn't
Lord
know that.
Jamar was the first
I know Lord Jamar
person.
discovered him. I didn't know he was from New Row.
Yeah.
I got niggas, and no one from the town. No one from the town never said that to me.
This is the last thing I want to touch real quick. So, in your case, why do people attach material to success? For example, obviously, I know there was a point in time where you said niggas ain't want to pay attention to till you bought your first chain. So, of that nature, or when you post your reels of you performing overseas, obviously, however big those crowds are, why do people attach your success and they have to see that in order to start like believing in the dream?
I think it brings back down to accessibility. Access. Like me wearing a chain or wearing jewelry to a rapper, that shit is like a fucking trophy. Just like in Detroit culture, like a rollie and some buffs is like that's a it's a like point of like you living a certain type of life where you having access to a certain amount of money that maybe people feel like, you know, they don't have access to, which that's not necessarily true. And then also me able to go somewhere and reach people and come back, and to the point where I can go there, but certain people can't go there, and my access to that, and then also to the point of me not giving them access to me, they see that as something valuable, which in all honesty I don't. But at the same time, what I have realized that is we're all valuable in our own way, but it's about the accessibility you give to it. Like, bro, your man could be dead nice. Your man could be right with you dead nice, and you can believe that he's dead nice and all that. But until he does something with it, until he goes somewhere, until he to the point where he's able to necessarily let this manifest into something, he's never going to be treated the way he should be treated. He's never going to be seen the way he should be seen because you have access to him. Nigga, I see you every fucking day, nigga. Yeah, I know you can sing your ass off, nigga, but I see you every fucking day, nigga. We both about to go fucking do this job and clean garbage and pick up this. I see you every day, so I don't feel the same way about you the way other people will. Because then when other people see them and niggas like you ever heard and this is just real shit. You ever see another nigga talk about your man? You like, yeah, nigga, I know. Like, that's my man. Like, I'm like, yeah, but that nigga's dead nice. And niggas will look at him like, nah, but that's just nigga. That's just Greg. I'm like, nah, but he's that. Yeah, but that's just Greg. Nah, he's that. He is that. He really is that. You just the way you treat him, the way you look at him, and just because you can always have access to him, you ain't gonna give him the flowers that he deserve. And that's how I see it.
Yeah, I think that shit is fucked up. I completely agree because like even in terms of podcasting, I feel like there was. I remember the first time we ever got picked up by a blog site. The amount of people I magically started seeing share the podcast because it landed here. Fuck all the months that y'all see us dropping clips. It's because y'all seen this level of, I guess, acknowledgement that now it's like, oh, wow, they might pop off tomorrow. They're actually going somewhere.
Nigga,
so now you feel the need to attach yourself
to it. Do you
to
understand how in what we're doing, do you understand how fucking hard it is to do, like, and just in black entertainment? So let me just give you an idea. In hip-hop, who are the biggest consumers? Who are the biggest consumers of hip-hop? All right. White people, right?
Mm-hmm.
White people are the biggest consumers of hip-hop. But at the same time, they can't relate to necessarily what they do.
So they fantasize about
exactly.
What they do.
So we're entertainment to them. But then at the same time, we have to stay in a place where we're authentic and real enough and tell the story well enough for our people to respect it. But at the same time, they're never going to support it the way they can, right? And so when white people then support us, then they believe in us. When white people sit here and we become a household name and money starts coming in and they're showing up, now our culture believes in us. And now with that, you have to walk that fucking line. And with that being said, to the point of walking that line, nigga, when other blogs posted you then materialized. You became real. Other than that, nigga, you was just fucking talking.
That's a fact.
That's all it was, bro. And like, and that's fucked up. But that's bro. And like the whack shit about it is, nigga. I remember, bro. I put out my first mixtapes called "God Forgive Me." Niggas. I had it in. That shit was not there no more. But it had it in Macadocious. It was a barbershop. I went in there. Nigga told me like, "Yo, niggas is bumping your CD, bro. Word? How many I sold? Oh, none." Niggas came in there, listened to my whole entire shit, talked about my shit, and put the shit right back and left and didn't tell me nothing. I saw niggas. I'm like, yo, you heard it? Nah, I ain't even hear that shit yet. Niggas told me they heard it. Niggas took pictures of niggas. This niggas listening to it right now, nigga. Niggas wouldn't do, bro, nothing. Let's still go overseas. Nigga, come back. Yo.
I see you. I see you.
Well, then again, you gotta understand, like you said, people fantasize to be next to anything that's popping right now. Oh, and the fact check too. He's actually is from Syracuse. He was just promoted by Lord Jamar from their show.
Okay.
But Lord Jamar definitely did say he's from this town.
Okay.
Regardless of the fact. When it comes down to that, like you said, people want to fantasize about it. Like even when the white people see our music and they love the niggadry shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But Paul Mooney said it. Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And then when you got somebody like Steelyone, when I'm looking, I'm like, oh, that's just Steel.
Mm-hmm.
To me, because we live a similar lifestyle. Mm-hmm. But to that motherfucker who's never even knew what a Never Show project looked like, was like, wow, I'm fascinated by what's going on here. I want to learn. I don't want to be this. I just want to be. It's like honestly playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I want to do the crazy shit, but I ain't
I'm
gonna do the
always
crazy
gonna dive
shit.
into the artists that really paint that picture and obviously live what you rap about, unfortunately. But that's just me. That's why I relate, or I can understand why people from the other side want to indulge in our culture so much. Because just like I said, it is fascinating to realize what we live through on a day to day. We think this shit is regular shit. Black people do not live regular lives, bro. We do not live regular lives.
But then again, he's right. You go to a rest in peace DMX concert. Fuck that. Wu-Tang concert. There's nothing white people there. Chinese and white people. Not really that many black people go there. You know
I said this I actually said it on the podcast with Poncho. I actually got to drop that. It was crazy because I told him when I was on my tour in Taiwan, nigga, I'm on a tour, bro, and like I'm like, yo, this shit was hard, yo, this shit was a great show, this is dope, man. I fuck with y'all, man. I gotta get back. And niggas like, oh, you got more shows? I'm like, nah, I gotta go back to work. Niggas like, what do you mean work? I'm like, this is your work. I'm like, nah, like I got a job. I got a daughter. I got to take care of. And he's like, I'm like, what do y'all do? He's like, we tour Asia. This is our job. We're rappers. We're artists. And I'm like, but I just headlined the show. It's like, yeah, but you know what's the thing about it? It's like, you know, they support us. Don't your people support you?
Shit, okay. Like it goes back to what I was saying too.
Yeah.
If you can make it in New York, especially fucking Westchester, I don't know why, you can literally go anywhere you want because we are the biggest haters, and everybody in New York is a celebrity.
Yeah, I feel like what it comes down to, because I don't want to sit here and discourage any artist that's gonna hear.
No, you got to do that.
But I want them to understand
you gotta discourage these niggas.
You need to use your family and transform into fans, and honestly find out who your audience is, and really, really, really promote and go to them. And like sometimes people are everyone's so big on these numbers, and they're not doing the math of these numbers. Like I told you, bro. Like I literally
analytics to find out where you love that.
Yeah, it is. But at the same time, with that being said, when you find out where you're loved at, there's a lot of different reasons, a lot of different things. Taiwan, I'll tell you right now, bro. We always had a bigger impact when we were there because there's such a big language barrier. So they're sitting here like, yo, just my mannerisms, how I'm acting, these niggas are cultivated by it. But then when I go back and I'm dropping projects, my views are up, but my audio, no, because they can't connect to it. They can't connect totally to it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain records they would, but it wasn't transferring.
Subtitles.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a thing. But then when we started going to Poland, then we started seeing a big of a difference. But then also at the same time, bro, like and when I say this to artists have to you have to take that leap and find out who fuck with you, bro. And you have to understand that. Stop worrying about the big ass numbers. Like I remember, I forgot who it was when he was talking about would you take a deal or would you take a what's name and about your masters? I forgot.
It's probably this nigga saying some weirdo shit.
And I'm sitting here telling niggas, it's like, yo, you're not putting value in something because you can't see the value yet. But there's definitely a value in this, owning your own masters and owning your music. And you have to understand this, bro. Nigga.
It wasn't you. It was the Chip guys.
I'm done. I don't know what that is. What's the name? Motherfuckers is not realizing, like, if you focus on the numbers of people that you have, you're gonna make like money that can make a difference, bro. I told you, bro. I did Lost City. I put it out on my website. I didn't put it out and what did fuck me up is I took all my music off of Spotify and off of Apple because I wanted to point people to this album. Where it's like, yo, you can't hear me nowhere else. You want it? Go here.
Go straight here.
And it did kind of fuck me.
I've been saying that forever.
It did fuck me up when it came to the point of me trying to get back on playlists that I was on. They were like, fuck you, nigga. Like, you just fucked my whole shit up by just taking all your music off. And nigga, like, yeah, so that did fuck me up. But I'm not going to lie to you, nigga. I sold 500 albums, nigga, for $30 the first week and made 15 bands. Do the math, nigga.
Let me jump in for a second.
You gotta close out. You over there talking about
No. Hold on.
I'm my fault, bro.
I'm waiting for her to finish. You got another point.
What I'm trying to say is that he's absolutely right. I've been telling motherfuckers all the time. All my stuff is on all streaming platforms. For what? That's stupid. Now you gotta track your shit everywhere? Track your shit one place. Hopefully on your own website. But track your shit in one spot. Now you know who's listening. You probably can get some emails out of this situation. You'll know exactly what songs was working so you can keep working them. Why you want to have different numbers in Spotify, Apple, MySpace, this, Facebook? What? It's stupid to me.
They made this shit so much easier now. Shout out to Untitled. That's one of the best apps ever. And niggas don't understand. You really can. You can fuck around and get your music just from using that. It's a good look. But my fault, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, but listen, man. It's been a good episode. You know, Dotto talk too fucking much. All right.
This nigga was talking back. This nigga lost weight.
He's the guest of the hour. He's the guest of the hour. You just that nigga on the couch. All right.
This nigga said this nigga lost weight. Bitch ass nigga. Fuck this. All right,
it's that Chris Tucker shit. He's like, you come 18, you just that nigga in the couch. That's Dotto.
I was quiet this whole time. This nigga moving goalposts.
Listen, man. Dotto, Steelyone, all right? Therapy album out now. Go get that.
Please go check that,
Support
man.
the Geyser. Behind the Nine. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Y'all know the vibes. Like, follow, all that fun stuff. Follow us on TikTok, on Instagram at Being Black is Ghetto. You feel me? And we are signing out.
Boom.